What's going on, guys? Nick, and in this video I'm going to be revealing to you guys my $0 to $1 million plus marketing strategy. It's not just for show. I've generated way over $1 million using this exact steps that I'm about to share in this video. If you follow them step by step with the right amount of budget and the right product, or just having a good website, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to apply this and turn your store into a 7-figure store as well. But yeah, I know I haven't made a video in a long time. I've just been super busy with, a lot of stuff. I was sick for a little while and stuff. I don't know if it was COVID. Honestly, it might have been. Who cares? Who cares? Let's talk about business. Let's talk about this. I love doing this. It's been a long fucking time. So yeah, before you guys start thinking, can this guy just shut the fuck up and get to the point? I'm gonna get to the point. All right. So let's begin. I'm gonna keep it straight, keep it simple. We're gonna begin with the marketing platforms that you can use for your advertising and what I used. You can use Google Ads, which is YouTube ads, shopping ads, display and search, Facebook ads, and TikTok ads. All these platforms enable you to basically spend money to showcase your ads in front of people, and then people can buy your products through your ads, basically. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is your testing strategy, because that's where everything starts, right? So testing begins when you start one campaign on any platform with a product with high demand and a good creative. The first thing you need to be doing is, as soon as you begin testing on, let's just say, Google Ads, right? You want to start one campaign at 10 to 50 bucks a day, tops. Like, you don't want to be going over that. The reason for that is, normally if you probably won't have more than 50 bucks a day if you're a beginner, and even if you're experienced, you want to start off 50 bucks a day, because the lower budget you give, the harder that platform works to get you sales. I guess you could say it like that. Sometimes if your product isn't good enough, you might just spend $1,000 in a single day, but you might not end up making any sales. So it's good to keep things small in the beginning. Follow this 3-step blueprint when it comes to making sales. 24 hours, wait for one add to cart. 48 hours, wait for one purchase, and 72 hours, wait to see if you're profitable or not. This is the number one thing I do. It doesn't cost too much money. It costs like maybe 100 bucks. If you're doing 50 bucks a day, after 3 days, you will have spent 150 bucks, right? If the criteria is not met, kill the campaign and relaunch. And I say relaunch because sometimes, you can make some changes to your product page, description, images, and that can help. Relaunch with fixes is what I should say. Right? If you find something was broken, do that. Otherwise, if you spend 100 bucks without making a sale, or unprofitably spend 150 bucks, the product isn't working for you, and it's not a good pick. So just kill the product at this point. Now, what happens if it does work out for you? So skilling strategy. This is exactly, okay, listen carefully now. This is exactly how I was able to get from having a couple $100 in my account to making almost like $100,000 a day. At one point, I did like 400K in a single day. So everything starts at 50 bucks a day. Or in the beginning, in all my campaigns, even the one that made $1 million, or even the stores that made over $1 million, they all started small, right? So you want to start the campaign at low amount and then double the budget and see if it stays profitable. This is, of course, after verifying that the product you're selling works. It makes you money. Now, the more you're going to spend, the more you're going to make. So do not start a new campaign with a high budget. Take it step by step on the winning campaign. So instead of, getting a sale and being like, oh my god, I've got a sale, let's fucking triple the budget, just keep going on that campaign and keep slowly raising the budget to see if it stays profitable. Don't worry about ROAS. This is the biggest thing I want to talk about in this video today, is ROAS is not as important as average profit. So people always talk about, profit margins. You want to have 5 times return, 6 times return, 8 times return. But what I'm telling you is, it doesn't matter to have 5, 6, 8 times return. What matters is how much money are you taking home from your business, So let's do some quick math real quick. The first example is, let's say you spent $6,000 at 10x ROAS. You're gonna get $60,000 out, okay? And let's say you have a 30% product cost. 30% of your 60K goes into product costs. That's 20K. So you total spent 20K plus 6K in marketing, not 5K. And your total profit's gonna be around $34,000, which is, this could be in a single day, this could be in a single month, this could be in a single year, depending on how much money you have to invest. So your total profit was 34 grand with 50% margins. Pretty cool. Now let's look at the second example. You spend $50,000 at 3 times ROAS instead of 10, and you make a 150K. So what ROAS means is return on investment. So basically, if you spend 10K and make back 20K, that's a 2 times return. So let's say you spend 50K at the 3 times return, you're gonna make 150K, right? let's say our product cost is 30% again, same product cost, 30%. So you pay $50,000 of 150K. So you spend 50K in ads, 50K in product cost, and you end up profiting 50K. So even after having 3 times less margins, because you had 50% margins here, and even though you have 30% margins this time, you still ended up making more total profit. So you might go to this person and say, oh look, I got a 10x ROI, but it doesn't really matter because this person, even 3x ROI, made more money. So focus on your ROI. At scale, this is the lesson I'm going to teach you guys. It doesn't matter how low your margin is. People might talk shit to you like, oh, you only take 10 or 20%, but 10% of $1 million a month is 100K, or 200K a month, which results in 1.2 to 2.4 million pure profit per year. Can you think of enough ways of spending 2 million a year? I sure can't. Okay, so it's a really good way to start, getting off the hook. And the moment you start putting money out, like 1.2 million, 2 million a year profit, you're looking at becoming a millionaire within a couple of years or within a year, which is pretty insane. And you can say, oh, I did 10-20% margins, but you became a millionaire. So you really have to remember that at scale, it doesn't matter if you're doing 10-20%. What matters is that you are consistently generating sales. Brands can even go up to 40% or plus. You've seen some brands that are huge, and like Gary Vaynerchuk's Vine Library was doing $60 million a year at one point. And even if he had margins down to 5%, he would make $3 million a year pure profit. And I'm pretty sure his Vine agency was doing way more profit than that. So he was definitely taking home a good 8-figure income. So you should remember that margins don't matter. Focus on your total revenue, because the more revenue you have, the more profit you're gonna have. Simple as that. So here's a summary with the whole marketing strategy. Use initial budget at $100, $200 total to test a brand new product. You don't have to spend too much money up front. That's the best thing about this business. You can just start with $100, see if the product sells. If it doesn't sell, move on to the next product. Take the product, optimize your creatives, make sure you do all the good stuff, reviews, shipping times, brand the products if it's possible, and begin scaling on pretty much everything. Facebook, TikTok is pretty much the same. Google Shopping, you will get disapproved a lot, but it's easier to get approved nowadays if you have like a branded website and stuff like that. And then you want to just start climbing up your ad spend. $100 a day, $500 a day, $1,000 a day, $10,000 a day. The more you spend, the more you're gonna make, as long as you keep watching. Now, to make $1 million a month, you'll have to do $33,000 days, or around $50,000 days. So your average ad spend is gonna be $15,000 a day at 2x ROI, or $10,000 a day at 3x ROI. I would say you guys should expect more of a 2x ROI. A 2x ROI campaign is insane. If you can maintain your campaign to be at 2 times return, you can literally spend 50K in to make back 100K out, which is almost 30K a day profit, which is fucking nuts if you think about it. So at this scale, remember these lessons that I learned the hard way. Hire people for customer service emails, hire people for fulfillment, and get better credit cards. You can sometimes get credit cards with better cashback. You can be making $50 to $100 a day just for spending money on ads. Hire people for email marketing. Don't bother learning email marketing everything by yourself. Just get someone to do it for you at this scale. If you're new, sure, go ahead, make your own emails, but it's better to just get an agency or some person to do it for you. Make sure you have shipping times lower than 5 days, otherwise you're gonna have issues with Shopify payments and processing. The good news for you is Shopify payments not working with Stripe anymore, so you won't really be getting suspended as often as before. Anyway, but you want to keep your shipping times lower anyway, because if your shipping times are bad, no payment provider is going to accept you anyway. So just make sure they're low. And lastly, make sure you have your ID proof, address documents, business LLC proof, inventory proof, and all these documents ready. So whenever your account does get held, you can immediately get it back quickly. Just keep a close eye to keep your payment provider account in good standing by constantly submitting any required documents. This is boring shit, nobody wants to hear this, but there are problems in dropshipping and branding. We're not even talking about dropshipping anymore, we're talking about building a brand. And one of the biggest issues that you will have is going to be processors. So it's really good to watch the video right now, write these things down, and keep these things in mind. That way you won't forget when it hits, when you get suspended or something like that. And I've shown you exactly what you have to do if you want to make a, people might say, oh, make $50,000 a day sounds unrealistic as fuck. Well, it's really not. When you're spending 15k a day, it's really fine to make 33k back. It's not that big of a deal. Like at one point we were spending 20k a day to make back like 100k, 200k. So the more money you spend, the more money you'll make. Don't be impatient in this. In the beginning, spend like $100 a day, $50 a day. Start making like a few $100. That's not bad at all. That's like 6k a month. And then eventually you can start spending $1,000 a day. That's where you're gonna start making some money, because now you're spending 30k a month to make back like 100k a month. That's what I was at 2 years ago. And then you wanna be spending about 100, 200k plus per month and make back $1 million a month. That's currently what I'm on. Like not on it, but like I'm getting close to it. So that's about it, guys. Focus on these things, and eventually you wanna exit. This is your end game. This is something I missed in many of my stores. You know, many of my stores unfortunately ended up making 500k, 600k, $1 million. They would do like a good amount of money in revenue. I would say multiple six figures to $1 million, and then I would just close them, or they would get suspended, or Shopify would ban them, or some shit would happen, and I wouldn't end up selling them or branding them. That's the biggest mistake I've ever made in my entire career. Mainly because I didn't really want to brand my products and make them into a real brand. But don't make the same mistake. I know I'm not making the same mistake anymore. Eventually your goal should be to exit out of your brand by either selling your store on a marketplace or get acquired by a bigger company. You don't really want to be doing this your whole life. You want to be doing this for a couple of years, make a few $1,000,000, get out, go into real estate. You can make way more money over time, or you can make way more money doing fucking power plants. There's like 10 different things you could diversify your money in eventually. The whole point is making a few $1,000,000 so you can be comfortable to do whatever the fuck you want to do. That's about it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions, you can leave them in the comment section down below, or DM me on Instagram, Nick_ambitious. I don't know if I'll be making more videos once again. These videos usually just pop out of the fucking blue, like randomly. I just felt like making this video, so I just made it. Feels pretty good to make a video though, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in a bit, and
yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along and see a